Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installment of Above It All, the series in which I talk about how great I am and how bad Tom Perez is. So we have a news story here, and this is just coming out today. There are members of the Democratic National Committee who okay, let me recap. So one thing real quick that Sanders does not get enough credit for is pressuring the DNC to remove superdelegates from the first ballot. This, if you were around in 2016, you'd know was a non-stop nightmare to deal with. You had people, before Iowa even happened, before there was a single vote cast, people would have these like bar graphs up and go like, Hillary has 700 delegates and Bernard has 2. Stuff like that, before a single vote was cast. And Bernie pressured them to basically remove that. So we have a first ballot, which is just voting from caucuses and primaries. And then we have a second ballot if someone doesn't reach 51%, where superdelegates get to break a tie. Or, if it's not, it won't be a tie, but basically they'll get to weigh in and put their thumb on the scales. And I don't, people mention it that followed politics, but honestly, I haven't seen any real mainstream reporter really ever mention that Bernard did this. And it's a big change. People always say, oh, Bernie, he didn't do anything. He's been in Congress for 50 years, and he's old, and he's never done anything. When, literally, the Democratic primary it was never democratic. It always had people's thumbs on the scales. And he made the primary actually democratic. That's huge. That's huge. Why doesn't anyone talk about that? But basically, so now there's DNC members that are pissed off that Bernard's in the lead. He's surging in the polls. And they're talking amongst themselves about how to basically kind of revert the changes and make superdelegates be able to manipulate the election again. Again, not democratic. The Democratic Party wants to not have democracy. It's bizarre. It's really bizarre. Meanwhile, they spend this whole day, and I have actually not covered impeachment, I don't think, at all on my Above It All series, just because I think it's a waste of everyone's fucking time. But they have not, they've been parading, Adam Schiff! He's a defender of the Constitution! He's protecting democracy! Nancy Pelosi, she's amazing! I love Nancy Pelosi! Slay Queen! These people exist, right? They hate Bernard, they love Adam Schiff, and they love Nancy Pelosi, yet these same kind of establishment figures are behind the scenes. Nancy Pelosi literally attends the Stop Sanders conferences that happen. These people behind the scenes are literally trying to destroy democracy in the Democratic primary, and yet you see wine moms go oh, Nancy! Oh! You know what I mean? Just fucking, oh my god, it's ridiculous. So basically, let me read you this quote here. I do believe we should reopen the rules. I hear it from others as well. That's basically just Trump's many people are saying, believe me, healthcare is bad. You don't want to be healthy. You want to have your immune system build up against disease. You don't want shots. You don't want the flu shot. It's bad for you. Believe me. Many people are saying this. The dishwashers, they don't work, and the toilets take 15 flushes. Believe me. This is literally Trumpian. It's ridiculous. Oh god, this shit's garbage. There's talk about somehow trying to change this rule at the convention. Just casual conversation. And I have participated in it. Some. Imagine being that person, right? So this also comes right off the heels of them basically changing the DNC rules to allow Mike Bloomberg to participate in some of the next debates. He has no real support. Basically, okay, I'm going to be honest. I have people in the family that watch cable, because, they're not internet literates, they don't have a computer, but they have a TV and they have cable. I can tell you, right, I sometimes, say hi to the fam and they have the TV on. I've seen, 12 Mike Bloomberg ads. I've seen like 3 or 4 Tom Steyer ads. Keep in mind we live in North Carolina. I've seen 0 Bernie ads because, why would Bernie spend money in North Carolina right now? But like it's ridiculous how fucking much Mike Bloomberg is pounding his billionaire bitch ass motherfucking bitch ass face into people's faces. It's ridiculous. And the DNC changed the rules, basically revoking the donor threshold and saying, "Hey, if you poll at 10%, we'll let you in. All you gotta do is poll at 10%. Like, ridiculous shit. So basically, Tom Perez comes in and replies to this. He's like, absolutely not. We put in the work to ensure power is returning to the grassroots. We will be following the rules. And then, of course, this is a really good response, which Mike Bloomberg, they just changed the rules. Like, earlier today, this Mike Bloomberg story came out. So the Sanders campaign actually replied, and they basically said, to now change the rules in the middle of the game to accommodate Mike Bloomberg, who is trying to buy his way into the Democratic nomination, is wrong. That's the definition of a rigged system. And I agree. And this is another important tweet. Mike Bloomberg, just before getting into the race in November, donated $300,000 motherfucking dollars. Totally 100% legitimate. There's definitely, money is speech, everybody. Money is speech. I'm just saying how much I like the DNC. I'm just going to say, I've got $300,000. I can give you that money because I like the DNC. And then I'm just going to run for president. And, I don't really expect you to do anything for me. I'm just giving you all this money. I'm just giving you my speech. I'm just saying I love the DNC. And then, would you look at that? They changed the fucking rules. So I think it's ridiculous. And so Elizabeth Warren came out. And you'll see what I've got on the Twitter page here. But Elizabeth Warren comes out and says, the DNC didn't change the rules to ensure diverse candidates could remain on the debate stage. They shouldn't change the rules to let a billionaire on. Billionaires shouldn't be allowed to play by different rules on the debate stage in our democracy or in our government. And that's why I was a corporate lawyer that defended Dow Chemical, because I hate billionaires. Little bit of ad-libbing there. But this is a pretty good own here, as you can see. Okay, so why did your surrogate convince the DNC to change the rules so that a billionaire like Bloomberg can be included in debates? Good question. Elizabeth Warren, she's a faker. Her team, fakers. They don't actually give a shit about anybody. Important to know. This is crucial information. If you're watching this video and somehow you're like, Elizabeth Warren, she's basically Bernie, but she has a vagina. So, if you were thinking that, I implore you, stop thinking that. Not true at all. Bernie is a real, actual progressive. Elizabeth Warren's a faker. She's surrounded by fakers. She's garbage. Okay, I just want to point that out. Tom Perez over here, garbage. Absolute trash. Dumb motherfucker. I'm just giving you the info. So watch out. Of course, this doesn't change anything. You got to caucus and vote for Bernard Sanders. If you live in Iowa, do it this weekend. Well, actually, it's on Monday, but get ready. I'm in North Carolina. If you're in North Carolina, if you're in Texas, California, any other Super Tuesday state, you got to register if you're not already. My deadline is February 7th, so if you live in North Carolina, that's your deadline too. Make sure your shit's in order. Vote for Bernard. Well, if they do actually try to rig the election again, we've got to make sure it's as hard as possible. You can't just give up before the fight actually starts. The campaign has been on since February 19th, and it's almost a year since then. If you just don't vote now, what the fuck was the point, right? So we got to vote, and if you have money, donate to Bernard's campaign. It is important. If you have extra money, give me money on Patreon. It's important. You'll gain access to beautiful behind-the-scenes gaming videos. It's going to be great. Just give me money on Patreon, and then when you're done, give Bernard more money. Just give us money. Shower us with the green stuff. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to drink some Pepsi. That's fucking flat now. Fuck. God damn it. Damn it. Fuck. Shit.